Okay, first topic is our what is cloud computing. See, we can see what is server. First of all, we will take the word server. Server is simply a virtual remote location where all files are stored. Okay, virtual means we cannot touch it. It's a virtually placed location. Okay, that is known as server. Server simply a collection of files where which are stored remotely location. So cloud computing just refer to that server that are accessed over internet. Like if we want to access anything, any files on the server, we will have a use of internet. So cloud computing just refer to that server that can access over the internet, which are present at remote location. It's a very simple word. And what does the computing does? Cloud computing just help us to storing, managing, and accessing data and programs on a remote server that are hosted on internet instead of computer hard drive. Like simply in our PC, if we want to store some files, so we use C drive, D drive. So similarly, if we want to store some files on server, we will use cloud computing. Instead of computer hard disk, we will use cloud. So cloud just help us to store, manage, and process data on the remote server. Okay. Cloud computing is the on-demand availability of computer system resources. It means that if we want to use, then only we need to pay. It's simply pay on demand service. If we will use, then only we will pay, else we will not pay any amount to cloud computing. Okay. We can see in our daily life that day-to-day life that Google Drive is also a cloud computing part. Google Photos in our phone. Previously, we were used to keep all the photos in the file manager, but now we are keeping all the photos in Google Photos or Google Drive. This is a part of cloud computing. Okay, one basic startup example is there. Like if I want to do a startup of digital marketing, okay, then I need one PC and one location to start my company. But if my company grows day to day life, then I need more PCs, more locations, and more people. Okay, so I will prefer to use cloud computing. It means that if I need one PC, then all the information will be stored in C drive or D drive, okay, in one TB. If I need two PCs, then all the information will be stored in two PCs. But if my organization goes bigger and bigger, I need multiple PCs and multiple drives. So I will try to use cloud computing. What are the various factors? First of all, scalability. Scalability means that if I have one PC, if I have two PC, if I have more than 10 PCs, then I need to pay each and every PC prices. Okay. But if I use cloud computing, then I will pay only that which I will use, else I will not pay. So first factor is scalability. Second is server storage. If I have one PC, two PC, then storage is very difficult for me. I have to manage each and every PC, each like 10, 20 PCs. But using cloud computing, I will store everything at one place. So cloud service provider maintain and manage everything. Okay. Third is data security. Simply, if I do a startup, then data security is very big issue for me. So I will just keep all my data to cloud computing because cloud computing has a good data security. And last is maintenance. Maintenance, you can see that cloud computing provides a good maintenance as compared like if I make a big organization and if I have many persons, so I will try to use cloud computing to maintain that data security. Okay. So for the maintenance cloud provider like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, these are the cloud providers. Like if I am a startup guy and I want to do a startup, then I am not able to access cloud computing directly. I have to use some cloud provider between me. So I will just take one cloud provider and then I will be able to access this cloud computing. These are some cloud providers like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platforms. And next topic is what is AWS? Very important topic. See how AWS history started. In 2002, AWS was launched internally. as they had made Amazon has made internally launched this AWS after 2003. They had made the infrastructure one of the core strengths through the idea to the market. But publicly, they has launched in 2004 as an SQS service. SQS is simply a service of AWS. Later on, I will take this also. And publicly, they has launched in 2004, and they again relaunched in 2006. And at last, they launched in Singapore. Sorry, Singapore, not Europe. In 2007, they launched the AWS in Europe first. And now we can see that Dropbox, Airbnb, NASA, Netflix, all they use AWS services. See, they had started internally in 2002, and now it is 2007. They launched in Europe. See, what is AWS? AWS is simply a cloud provider. I have taken the example that if a startup company want to just go direct to the cloud computing for the data, then he will try to first use a cloud provider. This is a cloud provider, AWS. And what does it do? They provide you with servers and services that you can use on demand and scale. Simply, if I have to use it on demand, then I will try to use AWS because it is a on-demand service. Like if I will have to use, then only I will pay, else I will not pay. Okay, AWS powers some of the biggest website in the world. See the website which is biggest, which AWS handles, Amazon.com and Netflix. These are the two examples of AWS. Next is AWS Global Infrastructure. What are the reasons, availability zone, data centers, edge location, points of reference? See, I will take to you one figure. You can see the regions and availability zone in AWS. See, we are going to Asia. These are the global infrastructure. Every points here are global. Just note the word global, very important. See, in India, we can say in Mumbai, this is the region. Mumbai is a region, and inside region, there is an availability zone. There are three availability zones. Okay, availability zone is present inside the Mumbai region. Okay, next is in Hyderabad also it is coming soon. You can see here. This is the reason. Singapore is a reason, and in Singapore there are three availability zones. Similarly, we can see for Mumbai also. Mumbai is a region, and inside that it is present. Okay, you got it. What is AWS region? Region is that place where AWS services are present, and inside that there is an availability zone. Availability zone are minimum two and maximum six, but usually you will three everywhere three. You can see here. Usually three availability zones are present in single region. Very important thing. What are data centers? The region where all datas are present is known as data centers regarding AWS. Okay. And what are the AWS edge and location point of preferences? The meaning of edge location of AWS is that if I want to deliver some content in a particular area, so the fastest way to deliver the content at that location is known as edge location. In India, the edge location is present at Bangalore. Like if I want to deliver some content to Bangalore location, then I will try to use the edge location part. You can see this is a very important question. It was asked in AWS certification of cloud architect. First is how to choose a AWS region. Very important thing. So to choose a AWS region, first of all, we will go with the compliance with data governance and legal requirements. Like if I want to share a data with my country only, then I will try to use the Mumbai region. If I want to take a Singapore region, there is a region which is known as Singapore region in Asia Pacific. If I want to choose region in Singapore, but there are some confidential documents with my country, so I will not be able to choose this location. I will try to choose my India location or Mumbai region location. Okay. So first of all, data governance is very important and legal requirements are very important. Second is proximity to customers. It means that If my customer is in only India, so I will try to use that region which is nearby to the customer. I will prefer my Mumbai region. I will not go with other regions. Other region means I will not go with Europe regions. Okay. So I will try to focus on that region where nearby customers are there. Third is available services within a region. Like multiple regions are there, multiple services are there. Every services are not present for a particular region. Like for Mumbai, every services are present. Okay, for Singapore, only 10 services are present and other services are not there. So I will try to use that region which have maximum available services. You can see new services and new features are not available in every region. And last topic is what is pricing. Pricing varies from region to region. Like if I choose a region in Mumbai, its pricing may be differ as compared to pricing as I choose in Singapore. So this is a very important topic that how we can choose a region. You can see the availability zones, AWS availability zones. Each region has maximum availability zone. This is the region and it has maximum availability zone. Usually it has three, very important. It has usually three and minimum two and maximum six. The region has an availability zone usually three, minimum two and maximum six. Example, this is the region in Sydney. So there are three availability zones: AP Southeast, AP Southeast, and AP Southeast 2A, 2B, 2C. These are named as availability zones. You can see here. If I go with Asia, India, Mumbai region availability zone is 3. It was launched in 2016. Okay, you can see the AWS point of preference, edge location. Edge location means the point where we can deliver the content very fast to end user. Like if I am in India and I have to deliver some content uh, in Singapore, then it will be very difficult for me. So I will try to use that edge location. See, in India there is multiple edge locations. Amazon has 2016 point of preference, 2005 edge location, and 11 regional caches in 84 cities across 48 countries. These are simple edge locations so that Amazon can deliver its content to the end user very fast. It simply means very fast delivery of Amazon services. This is known as edge locations. Yeah, that's are the basic start of AWS. What are the AWS? How we use AWS. Next is what is IAM. IAM is simply a part of AWS. See, what is IAM? IAM is a identity and access management. It is a global service. I have told you what is the meaning of global service. Global service means it will available everywhere. Everywhere is all the world. Okay, so this is a global service. Its meaning is identity and access management. Okay, here are three words in IAM we preferably use. First is root, user, and group. What is root? Like if I create a AWS account, then first I will get a user which will be named as root. See, root account created by default. It is by default. It should not be used or not be shared. Root is a simply a default account which is created. And secondly, user. What are users? Users are people within your organization and can be grouped. It means that user are the persons. Like if I have a big organization and I have a developer, I have a audit person, multiple persons I have. So I will make them first user, and then I will make a group. See, group. What is the group? Group contain only user, not other group. It simply means that like if I have a big organization, I will just make a group of developer. I will just make a group of audit. I will just make a group of operations. It means that different people will do different tasks. I don't want to try to use the developer in the audit team. Okay, like if Charles is a billing person and he wants to access the AWS, so I will give him the access of only billing part. I will not give him the access of developer part. Similarly, if LS is a developer, I don't want that he should check the billing of AWS. So I will not give him the part of audit group. That's the meaning of group. Every group have his role and policy. Like developer group have the policy that it can be accessed only development part. Audit team have some roles and policy that it can be accessed only billing part. These are some rules and policies which every group and users have. It's a very simple. I will take you one more example. See, IAM policy inheritance. It means that if I have a big organization and I have a developer team, audit team, and operation teams, and audit team have two axes. One is billing, one is cloud monitoring and something. So I will just try to make Charles to access these both audit team. He will not be able to access the development part. Similarly, Charles is not able to access this operation part. So these are the differences which an admin will provide in AWS. You can see for a big organization, it is very important that it should maintain some policies and rules in that. So this is a basic sort of IAM. Okay. So till now I have taught you about what is cloud computing, basic start of cloud computing, what is AWS, what is IAM. Okay, that's all for this. And now in next class, I will teach you what are lab works. Lab works like how you can create a AWS account and how you can view the overview of AWS services. I will do these all lab works in front of you, and also how to create a IAM account and give access for a particular role. And a very important thing I will teach you about what are live projects, like making a live website host through Amazon S3. This is a very important project that every fresher should have in his resume. Okay, these are all lab works which I will teach you how you can implement. And the topics which I will clear in next class is Amazon Elastic Cloud Computing. What is the EC2? What are the uses of EC2? And we will also go with what is S3, how we can work with S3. These all things I will cover in next class. And next is what is AWS career? What are the career goals in AWS? After completion of any training in AWS, you can join it as a software developer. You can also go with data center chief engineer. These are the positions with an organization works for a AWS developer. Also data center technician. And the most important thing is that AWS solution architect. You can be a part of that. And there is one more thing is system developer. These are all AWS career goals which you can implement after completion of the course. Yeah, you can see the on demand of AWS is increasing day by day. The most increasing is these are our cloud provider services, and we can see AWS increasing 72%. The value of AWS is very important day by day. You can see everywhere. Jobs are also too much in AWS as compared to other services. Okay, now we are going like how we can make a resume. For a fresher, resume is very important. So I have done some research on that, and we have seen that first of all, we should always try to mention a GitHub profile. GitHub profile is very important part of your resume. So that where GitHub is simply a place where you can put your all projects live on that, so that a employee can see your project is online or not. Second is your LinkedIn profile is very important thing. So try to first maintain both. So first at the top of your resume, you should always mention the GitHub profile and LinkedIn profile. Very important point. As a fresher and an experienced both I'm saying. And then your name and your phone number. These are three important parts that you should mention at your top of your resume. Okay. Second is you should mention your experience letter or experience or internship which you have done from any company. If you have not done any internship or you're a fresher, then try to use some online experience courses or try to use some online internships which company used to provide. A startup used to do 1 month internship. Just grab that and try to implement in your resume. Third is the most important thing is you should always mention your three best life projects on AWS. You should have minimum three AWS projects. I will teach you how you can make the project also. And then you can mention your skills. What are your skills in AWS? And you should mention every skills. 50%, 20%, you should mention everything. And award and certifications, you can get easily award and certifications from Google anywhere. If you didn't get, then let me know. I will provide you some certifications. And at last, you should mention the education. This is the layout of how you can mention your resume. Basic layout for a startup, for a fresher, and for experienced guy. See, I have taken three format of resume, which I like the most. Second one I like the most. See how professionally he has mentioned everything. You can see. First, he's mentioned the name and his phone number and everything. He has mentioned some AWS services. You can see. So you can make this resume by using these slides I provided it. You can use Canva and Nova Resume and Google Doc. See, by the help of Google Doc, third is made. I have seen them. Third one resume is built in Google Doc only. Second one you can use in Canva. Just explore more in these three. You can get the best resume template from here. I think I had shared everything in Telegram these things here. Okay, now we should go with what is AWS certifications. You can see there are three layers of certification. First is foundation. Foundation means like if you are starting AWS from basic, then first try to do this certification as a cloud practitioner. As you complete AWS training, first focus on this. After that, go to associate. In associated, the best certification is solution architect. Very important and very much useful certificate, which I am seeing in AWS. Then you can further go to anyone which you want to go. Like you want to go for DevOps and try to use system operation and developer. These all you can take as a certification. But first, try to clear this cloud practitioner. It's I think 2 or 3 months after preparation, you can just crack this cloud practitioner. It's very easy. Now we can see what are the AWS syllabus. What syllabus I will teach you in this 2 months. See, the course duration will be 2 months, and I will clear all the topics. First is I have cleared introduction to cloud and AWS. What are the cloud computing and everything, and then I will go with IAM. What are the identity and access management, and then we will go with EC2 and what are S3s and networking and what are the database in AWS, SNQs, application services, HA architecture, and last is serverless. These are 10 topics which I will cover in these 2 months. Very important topic. And with this, I will also teach you some practical implementation of AWS. See, now we will go with AWS live projects. What projects I will help you in that? The best project which I have searched for a fashion and an experienced guy is these six here. First is built in Alexa skills. Very important AWS live projects. First is built in Alexa skills. Alexa skills are simply AWS services which you will try to implement. I will help you in this. And built a window virtual machine, which is very important part. And creating a website on AWS. This is also important part. And launching a serverless web app. How you can launch a web app using serverless without any server. And create a chat box with Amazon Lex. How you can create a chat box for a website using Amazon. And the last important is create and deploy a React web application. How you can create any web application and deploy using AWS. These are very important AWS live projects, which I will help you in that. Also in whole training, I will assist you in creating your resume based on pressure. providing you projects related to AWS and helping you to create that. And also AWS full course preparation I will do. Also, I will take a mock test before you getting any interview. And also I will try to provide you hiring links, which I used to give in Telegram, and also assist you in getting more job as a fresh.